Here are 10 life-changing Bible verses about loving others. Even when it's hard, loving others is often easier said than done, especially when it's difficult or when we feel hurt. Yet, the Bible calls us to love others unconditionally, just as Christ has loved us. As we dive into these verses, let's reflect on the power of love, the depth of sacrifice, and the strength we can find in God to love even when it's hard. Matthew 5:44. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Jesus calls us to do something radical, love our enemies. It's natural to love those who love us, but loving those who oppose or hurt us is where His love becomes transformative. This is a love that isn't based on feelings, but on obedience and trust in God's will. In moments of conflict, pray for those who have wronged you. Ask God for the strength to love beyond the offense and to see them through His eyes. This love breaks down barriers and brings healing to both you and them. Luke 6:27. But to you who are listening, I say, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you. Loving those who hate us challenges our natural instincts. It feels unnatural to respond with kindness and good deeds toward those who have hurt us. Yet, Jesus shows us that love is about choosing action, not reaction. When you face hatred or bitterness, choose to respond with kindness. Go the extra mile to do something good for those who hurt you. Let your actions speak of the love Christ has placed in your heart, even when it's difficult. Romans 12:10. Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. Loving others in a way that honors them above ourselves is a powerful act of humility. It challenges us to see the value in others, even when we may feel overlooked or misunderstood. Look for ways to honor those around you. Listen more. Serve without expecting anything in return. And treat others with the same kindness and respect you would want to receive. Let your love be genuine, not out of obligation, but out of devotion. 1 Corinthians 13:4-7. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. This passage paints a beautiful picture of what true love looks like. It's not about what we get, but about what we give. Patience, kindness, forgiveness. These are the marks of love. Love always perseveres, no matter how tough the situation may be. Take a moment to reflect on these qualities of love. Is there someone in your life that you need to extend patience and kindness to? Choose today to love with action, letting go of past hurts and rejoicing in the truth that love never fails. 1 John 4:7-8. Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. This verse is a reminder that love is the very essence of who God is. When we love, we reflect God's character to the world. Love is not just something we do, it's something we become when we truly know God. Let God's love for you flow into every relationship. The more you understand His love for you, the easier it will be to extend that love to others. If you're struggling to love, ask God to fill you with His love so that it overflows in every situation. Matthew 22:39. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. Jesus emphasizes loving others just as we love ourselves. This isn't about self-centered love, but about recognizing the worth and value of others. When we love ourselves as God intended, seeing ourselves through His eyes, we can better love those around us. Reflect on how you see yourself in God's eyes. Are there areas where you need to experience His love more deeply? Once you do, you will be able to love others as Christ does, fully, genuinely, and without condition. Romans 13:10. Love does no harm to a neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfillment of the law. Love is more than a feeling. It is a choice and an action that leads to doing no harm to others. God's love will never harm us. Instead, it seeks to build, restore, and protect. When we love others, we are fulfilling God's call to treat others with dignity and respect. Evaluate how your words and actions impact those around you. Is there anyone you need to seek forgiveness from? Or any way you can build up others with your love? Let your love be a force for good, bringing healing and peace. John 13:34. A new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. Jesus gives us the command to love one another as He has loved us. This is no ordinary love. It's a love that is sacrificial, unconditional, and eternal. Jesus' love doesn't count the cost, but gives everything. Think about the ways in which Jesus loved you sacrificially. How can you love others with that same kind of love? It might mean forgiving someone who has hurt you, giving up your own time to serve, or simply being present for someone in need. Ephesians 4:2. Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. Humility, gentleness, and patience are essential qualities in loving others well. This love isn't about making ourselves look good or demanding our own way. It's about coming alongside others with grace and understanding. When you find it hard to love, remember to take a deep breath and approach others with humility. Ask God for the strength to be patient and gentle, especially when relationships are challenging. True love takes time, but it always bears fruit. Colossians 3:13. Bear with each other and forgive one another. If any of you has a grievance against someone, forgive as the Lord forgave you. Forgiveness is a key element of loving others, especially when it's hard. Just as Christ forgave us, we are called to forgive those who hurt us. This kind of love doesn't hold grudges, but chooses to let go of bitterness. Are there people in your life you need to forgive? Take a step today toward healing by offering forgiveness. Remember, forgiveness is not about excusing the wrong, but about releasing the hurt so that love can prevail. Final thoughts. Loving others, especially when it's hard, is a challenge for all of us. Yet, we can draw strength from the love God has shown us. The Bible teaches us that love is more than a feeling. It's an action, a choice to act with patience, kindness, humility, and forgiveness. Let these verses be your guide as you strive to love others the way Christ loves you, no matter how hard it may seem. When we love like this, we reflect the heart of God and bring light into a world that desperately needs it.